Go home, camera, you're drunk. Oh, wrong way. Try again, try again. 1, 2, 3. And we're back. Okay. This is already the wonderful Emily Hayden. We actually haven't done a Q&A question video together in a while since we traveled together. Emily was saying if you want to laugh for a minute, go to our first video. It's called 10 Things We Wish We Knew When We Started Our Fitness Journey. We'll link it or something.
Well, yeah, we'll link it or something. And it was our first ever collab together, and we were still rookies. It was like a year ago.
It was so cute,
and the dynamic was just really funny. So we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. We haven't done one in a while. There were questions on Emily's Instagram post that she posted with a throwback picture of us in Chicago. So we're gonna dive into the first question: tracking macros and how it changed our fitness journeys. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. When I first started tracking my macros, I wasn't aware of portion sizes. I wasn't aware of what protein, carbs, and fat even were.
Same.
I didn't know what the nutritional value of food was. I didn't know how much my body required. I just didn't know anything about nutrition. You can take nutrition courses and learn about all that stuff, but if you don't practice it and you've never done it, and you've never tracked your intake and tracked your protein, carbs, and fat, and to continuously do it consistently over a period of time, you don't really know your body that well. So I really think that tracking macros is an amazing learning experience, and I think everybody should do it
for a period of time.
At least for a month, probably minimum, just to see what your body responds to, knowing how much it takes for you to maintain, knowing how much it takes for you to gain, knowing how much it takes for you to lose fat, and just having that knowledge in your head about portion sizes, I think is something really important for everyone to learn, just to be a healthier person and to be aware. Being able to have that control over your body is something that I was really excited about when I first learned about tracking macros, because before then, I was kind of just guessing. I was like, maybe if I eat a little bit healthier, have an extra salad instead, maybe my body will change. I don't really know.
I know for me, whenever I first started, I didn't know, like she did, I didn't know anything about portion size or proteins, carbs, fats, none of that. What I thought was, okay, if I want to look better or feel better, then I need to eat less and eat cleaner. Essentially, when I look back on it, calorie-wise, I was probably kind of starving myself without knowing it, and I didn't think that there was anything wrong with it. I ate veggies, and I ate fish, and I ate, I don't know, things that I thought were healthy. What tracking macros has done for me is just given me a really good knowledge base and foundation for how to live my life, how to live this lifestyle in a maintainable and a sustainable way, so that I can enjoy myself and have some fun with friends and go out to eat, but I can also stick to my program, 85% of the time. Right. So it's made this a lifestyle for me rather than a diet. We're not at all saying oh, everyone should track macros.
Or forever either.
Yeah, or forever, not at all. It's just a really good tool so that you can get some knowledge under your belt and apply that knowledge for the rest of your life, even if you never ever track a macro ever again.
I'm gonna put this up a little bit, because
I think it might be tilted. Oh, we were definitely crooked. Sorry guys! Now we're on the level. Go home, camera, you're drunk. Oh, wrong way. Try again. 1, 2, 3. And we're back. Okay.
What keeps us motivated in the off season, since there isn't a tangible goal? Sticking to your plan just has to be something that you really want to do. If you don't prioritize that, if you don't really want to change, if you don't want to change your body, if you don't want to become healthier, it's something that you want to have to do. So whenever I talk to someone new who might be asking me about macros, who might be asking me about nutrition and training, I really kind of like see what their questions are like, and I'm like, I can tell automatically like you don't really want to change, or you're just not ready to. I can tell the questions from someone who just really is interested, and they're asking questions and they're really curious and they're like, okay, how do I start? That's someone that really wants to do it. So if you really want to do it, you're going to prioritize it and you're just going to do it.
I think a lot of the time people will get bored with what they're doing and they don't think to change things up. So, you know, if you're someone who you're struggling to stick to your program, are you going to the gym too many times a week? Do you need more time off? Do you need to incorporate like a yoga day, or, you know, start a kickboxing class, or do something new or different?
Is it fun for you?
Yeah, do things that are fun for you, because that's how you're going to make this a lifestyle. If you're never ever going to compete and you just really enjoy lifting, it's normal to go through periods of like not feeling motivated and not really wanting to do it, and then you come to the question of, why would I do it if I'm not competing and I'm feeling unmotivated? Like, what's my motivation to keep doing it? And the reason, or the answer is, you do it because you love it. And sometimes that also means taking a step back and just taking a break and just living life for a little bit. Maybe that means a week off from the gym. Maybe it means 2 days or a month. Whatever that means to you personally, it's okay. Like, do things because you like it and because it's fun for you and it makes you feel good on the inside.
Another thing I think people get unmotivated from is not having a set plan and not knowing exactly what they're doing. So for me, when I was first starting, if I didn't know the answer to something, I would research it. Google is a great resource. So
you can Google anything.
You can Google anything. It's amazing. Hire a coach. You can look on YouTube. You can look on bodybuilding.com for programs. Once you get on something structured or figure out like a structure for yourself, maybe it's going to be a little bit more motivating to you to continue to do whatever you're doing. You are a competitor and you are in the off season. Something that we both like to focus on is our gym performance and like how we're feeling. So
strength.
Yeah, strength, gaining muscle, enjoying life, enjoying time with friends. When you're focused on gym performance, it's something that's physical, tangible. You can see it in front of you every single day in the gym. Like for me, that's why I really like powerlifting, because I know that like every single week I'm adding 5 pounds, or I'm adding a rep, or like I'm doing something. I can see it physically and I'm getting stronger, and that's really motivating to me.
And it feels really good. And I feel like, especially, well, girls or guys, it's just really empowering to see like, man, last week my everything was this much weight, and then this week I was able to add 2 pounds, 5 pounds, whatever it might be, and it just makes you feel really empowered and good about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Emily and I are going to talk about our friendship story. So
it all started with an email from Miss Bucci.
It was an email? No, it was an email. It was before that.
Oh, well, okay.
In like July.
I watched your very first YouTube video that was on your patio. It was about Team U or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's so cute and she's so good.
Oh god. It's cringe.
It wasn't even that bad. Like, I mean, yeah, the quality's not good. It was on your
I put my hair extensions in and I put makeup on. I was like, let me get ready.
did you take like 10,000 clips for one thing? Because I did.
No, it was just one clip because you couldn't even see the quality. It was so poor. You didn't even know that like I had face because the quality was super. Emily and I met on social media probably about 1.5 years ago, like last July. And we were talking back and forth, and we both knew that we were competing at USA's. And it was my second national show. And I was kind of like a newbie. I actually went to that show completely alone. But I met Emily. We were backstage. We were getting ready to go on, and like you placed second at that show, right?
Third. So I was runner-up.
You were like runner-up to your pro card. So like she was super experienced, and I was kind of like intimidated, but I was like, she's so nice. Like, oh my gosh.
And then I remember after, I think it was after or right before finals, I saw you walking with someone else, and she was like, good luck, and she was like so happy for me, even though we weren't like necessarily the greatest of like in-person friends yet. And then I think after that we just kind of like kept in contact.
Anaheim Fit Expo.
And then the Anaheim Fit Expo, she came by herself to the expo, which I was like, I was like, whoa, like this girl, she's
like, I'm just gonna go to the Anaheim Fit Expo. I don't know anybody except for Emily Hayden. Let me just go stalk her.
But I like respected that, and I was like, dang, like she's willing to put herself out there. Like that's hard to do. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah,
like,
it was hard.
By myself.
I had just moved to the new state like 3 months prior, and I literally had no friends for like 3 months because I was just really isolated. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put myself out there. So I went to the Anaheim Fit Expo. I was like, hey Emily, where are you? And then she was at a booth that she was working for, and I ended up just going up to the owner of that, and I was like, y'all need any more athletes? And she was like, yes, absolutely. Actually, like I'm looking for someone else to come to the Olympia with us. And I was like, this is awesome. I've been dying to go to the Olympia for like years now, and now I get to go with Emily.
We stayed together, we worked together all weekend, we went out together, we drove together, like,
we ate together.
We did everything together. I found the selfie. Do you remember the selfie that we took at that gym when I was wearing like the blue leggings?
Yeah.
At the gym that night. I found that, and we looked so
Insert
little
it here.
and cute. Insert here. It's so cute, and we're both like you can tell it's a new friendship even from a selfie.
Yeah.
But it's so adorable, and we like just became even better friends after that trip. And then she ended up actually watching.
I watched your dogs,
my babies,
while you got married. Yeah.
So, but it's like by the time of our wedding, we had like just become really good friends.
We were like, I should be there. Yeah. But the next best thing was to be able to take care of her dogs while she was getting married in her honeymoon. She lived like an hour away from here, and she ended up moving here in May, and now we live in the same complex. And it's like super fun. And I was gonna say, when I lived an hour away, she would like drive an hour to where there like was nothing just to come hang out with me. So like she absolutely put in the effort. And like I would go down there too, but there was also more incentive because there's like the gym, it's Venice, there's everything here, the beach. Like where she lived was like,
it was like nothing. Nowhere. So like
I just wanted to go hang out with her.
There was like not much incentive, so she like went out of her way. So I appreciate that.
Aw, this is cute. This is cute. Thanks for asking.
Thanks.
Last and final question that's really, really relevant for what we're both going through right now is transitioning into an off-season. What we love about it, what we find really difficult, what changes in our training have happened, and
any tips
that we have.
So going into an off-season is something that is more mental than it is anything else. And I know for me, going into an off-season has been different every single year. I'm just always in a different space. I have different headspace going on depending on the year, what I've been through, and it's also a learning and growing experience. I don't really like to call it off-season, I call it improvement season, because I don't really take time off. It's like a life thing that I do. It's a lifestyle.
It's kind of like how I just live.
It's kind of how I live. It's the fact that you have to accept that you are going to put on more body fat. And for me, during this previous prep, it was one of the hardest preps that I've ever done, and I got down to a body fat that I've never gotten down to before. And while I was getting down to that, I remember I would like take a picture, take a progress picture, and I remember like one specific day I was like, whoa, like I like how I look, this is awesome. And immediately I followed that thought up and I was like, no. Like, Emily, no.
Emily,
this is not realistic. Bad girl, you're grounded. It's not realistic, it's not maintainable. What are you, and then I had to ask myself, what are you doing to achieve this physique? And you know, it was, I'm constantly decreasing my calories, I'm doing more cardio. I definitely had a very healthy prep and I'm so thankful for that. But no matter what, prep gets to a point where it's very hard and it's not a lifestyle. So I think a lot of it is just kind of preparing yourself before you go into improvement season with knowing that what your body looks like right now is not maintainable, it's not ideal, it's for the stage, and then you go back to a lifestyle type of look. And I personally think the lifestyle look is amazing. I'm not going to say it's better or worse than anything else, but I think it's just beautiful, it's healthy, it's fit, it represents what the lifestyle of it all looks like, which is relatable to almost everyone, rather than the competing side, which is not really relatable. It's not at all. It's not even relatable to me. Like, I don't even look like my competitor self. The hard part of it is
like a really shrunken version of yourself.
Right. I look back and I'm like, I was so tiny.
I know. I look back too. I was like, oh my god. The way you feel when you're that lean is not what you feel normally in normal life. And I think a lot of people, especially if you're new, might be going into a bikini prep or like a bodybuilding prep or whatever because they want to lose weight and look better. And they don't think about like after the show happens, you don't keep looking like that because it's such an extreme. Of course, you can diet and go through a cutting phase and not get to that competitor level of leanness, but when you're getting ready for the stage, you get to this like really extreme level. And if you're just going into a prep thinking like, this is actually how I went into my first prep. I was like, oh, I just want to look better, so let me do a prep. And you don't think about the afterwards. You don't know that the off season is like actually what you're supposed to look like, or the improvement season. That healthy, a little bit higher body fat, especially for females, is what you're supposed to have. Which, by the way, is a very healthy, very athletic body fat. It's a normal body fat for a healthy, active individual. So it's not a high body fat. Like, it's not high. Not at all. It's just higher than competitors, and that's what we're trying to say here. So when you like go through prep and you're just like every single day you're getting leaner, yay, 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 or for most people anyway. For me, for a lot of people, it's not necessarily like every single day, but regardless, you're getting leaner over a period of time. And you're always looking at yourself and analyzing your body and waking up and taking progress pictures and ab checking and stepping on the scale, and you're just like always focused on that. And then once you have to switch gears, you just have to really, really, really prepare yourself to not do that as often. I don't weigh myself pretty much ever. I don't really take progress pictures anymore because that's not my goal. My goal isn't to lose fat right now. I don't ab check every single day, like a couple times a day. Like, that's not something that you're supposed to be doing. Nope. You're not just gonna randomly really, but let me check. No, okay, goodbye. Just checking in, making sure you're doing okay down there. We to joke about this, but it's only because we've been through it a couple times. Tips that we have a plan post-show.
That's like #1 tip, have a plan.
It's really, really important, especially the first like few weeks after.
So like she said, stop all of those habits that you've been doing, like weighing and checking your abs. Like I purposely would not do that stuff just because there's no point in doing it, because you're not gonna look leaner and you're not gonna maintain where you're at. You are going to get not as lean.
But it's not a bad thing. Like,
it's not a bad thing
that you're backtracking.
Not
like, it might look like this is the opposite of what I want to do. Like, this is farther away from where I want to be, but it's actually really important.
Like she said, last year, we were actually kind of on the same wavelength last year.
Yeah.
Like, we both stuck to our macros so well, like literally throughout the entire improvement season. I needed that accountability, and I wanted to do it. It made me happy to track. I wasn't obsessed with it. It just made me feel good, and it made me feel like, okay, I can do this. This year,
it's a little different.
It's a little different. I told my coach straight up, I was like, look, I have no desire to further my deficit. I have no desire to reverse. I want to go ahead and get back to a lifestyle level of, you know, athletically lean or whatever that might be. I want to get to that as quickly as I can, as long as it's, you know, progressive. So I basically eyeballed portions. I used my knowledge of macros, and I still to this day, I'm kind of like intuitively eating, I guess. And I never thought that I would do that.
Right.
That's where I'm at this improvement season.
Improvement season for me is definitely far, far away from what it was last year. This year I'm doing a mix between tracking my macros and intuitively eating. This is definitely the best improvement season I've had mentally so far. I would say that going immediately into maintenance / surplus calories and just like immediately getting my body back to normal definitely suppressed a lot of those cravings and those like intuitions, like I just need to eat all the food. Like I got kind of normalized really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm also still tracking my macros like when I can, just because I really like the structure and like it really just helps me. There's gonna be plenty of times where I'm not going to be tracking at all and just using my intuition, using my knowledge, making those mindful decisions.
And I think it's important to recognize that you and the person next to you, you guys are going to be in different headspots. You should really just respect others' opinions and respect their headspace and where they're at, and let them do what's best for them.
That's a good tip. Respect someone else's headspace.
Yeah. Don't compare yourselves.
Don't compare yourselves. That's going to be the ending of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Go check out Emily's if you haven't already.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Peace. Now, go watch 10 things we wish we knew when first starting our fitness journey.
We'll link it here, and you guys can get a good laugh.